टाइप हो जाए सर तो शुरू करते हैं। Namaste to all, and we are here again for monthly KSAS talk series. Today we have speaker Professor Yamini Bhushan Tripathi ji. He is distinguished academician, the former head and dean of Department of Medicinal Chemistry, Faculty of Ayurveda, Institute of Medical Science, BHU. His research primarily focus on biochemistry, contributing significantly to the university, the both academics and also the applied perspective. He has served as the editorial board member of reviewer of several reputed international journals and hold a membership in various global academics and the professional organizations. In addition to his administrative leadership role, he has successfully guided institutional responsibilities. We are going to listen today on the topic three pillars of good health, the science behind it. In Ayurveda, we know that the Traya Upastambha, Ahara, Nidra, and the third one is Brahmacharya. It constitute the fundamentals of health. So, from the Ayurvedic biology perspective, they three related with metabolism and hormonal balances and as well as our mental well-being. So in this talk, now I would like to invite Professor Yamini Bhushan Tripathi ji for enriching us on three pillars of good health and what is the core science behind it and how we can relate this Ayurveda with science. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dwivedi ji. First of all, I must congratulate you and your team for organizing this periodical lectures on different aspects of science, health, and philosophy. It is a very, very timely move which your institute has already taken up. Regarding today's talk, I think everybody knows as a common man what is good for his health, what is good for his mind. But the young Gen Z, what we call the young people in the society, they want the evidence. If you give the evidence to them, scientific evidence, then they will accept it more easily. Otherwise, everything is written in the traditional textbooks, in the philosophical books, and people are saying it also. But acceptance of these principles in the society will be better if it is scientifically validated. So today I am going to talk about a little bit about that part, so that the people who are already knowing these principles of good health, they can appreciate it. Okay, look, the science is there, and then they can start practicing it. As Dr. Dwivedi said very rightly, there are three pillars: diet, sleep, and lifestyle. And you know that Ayurveda, yoga, our traditional practices, everybody advocates this kind of thing. Even the Gita also preaches about these things. Ramayana also preaches about these things. All the epics, they describe this thing. But why it is not being accepted? People are knowing it, but even then they are not following it. That is the main problem. You know, then the world has moved, especially I'm talking of India, from infectious diseases to the non-communicable diseases now. Western countries are developed countries. They are mainly having the non-metabolic disorders like obesity, heart disease, blood pressure. In the underdeveloped countries, earlier there was malnutrition, infection, all these kinds of things. But in India, now, because of the prosperity or the urbanization, we have moved from infectious domain to the metabolic disease. And when we talk about the metabolic disorder, this is also a neutral lifestyle disorders because it is not coming in one day. Infection will come in one day. If you are exposed to the COVID, somebody is sneezing in your front, you get infected. But metabolic disorder is not like that. It continues with your lifestyle. So it takes a long time. And once it is established in your body, then it is difficult to remove it, difficult to reverse it. But I will not say it is impossible to reverse. It is very much possible if you change your lifestyle. So before entering into the whole, the true science, let me talk a few things about the philosophy. You know that the mind-body relation is very important. How your body is formed. What is the body? It is saying that there is a combination. What is life? It is saying that combination of sharir, your body, indri, your sense organs, and man, consciousness, and atma, the vital force. All the four things combined together, they make you a life. And Ayurveda says, swasthasya swasth rakshanam, aturasya vikas prasannam cha. It means a healthy man should remain healthy and diseased person should be treated. So before I define the health, I must define what is life. I have already told you the combination of four things in the equilibrium. Now coming to the medical science, they say the body-mind equilibrium is the health, is the driving force of the health. So let us think in this way that your mind is the computer, is the observer, and body is the vehicle. He observes what you are doing. So I will now talk about the three aspects. First, I will go to the diet. Then I will go to the sleep. Then I will go to the code of conduct. That is Brahmacharya means code of conduct. Now, first topic of my talk is the diet, because diet is very important. Everybody knows wrongful eating is the main cause of most of the metabolic disorders. So Ayurveda says what to eat, how to eat, when to eat. And one fourth thing, what not to eat. There are four things which is given. Very important aspect in this Ayurveda. In modern science, you know that if you talk to a nutritionist, a dietitian, they will describe about protein, carbohydrate, fat, minerals and vitamins and water. These are the components of the nutrition, balanced diet, and they will talk about these things only. But in Ayurveda, we have defined in a different way. We divided the food into three: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So depending on the quality of food of these three things I told you, your physiology is affected. This covers all the 4 or 5 things which I told you as a modern dietitian, what they will tell. But over and above, Ayurveda tells something more. So we must know it. What is the science behind it? Sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Second point, that how to eat. You know, body has a circadian rhythm. 24-hour cycle you have. In this, they have divided into 12 hours day and 12 hours night. And in the 12 hours, they have divided 4 hours component, cycle. Nomenclature may be different, but you know, the physiology or biochemistry, it's very much similar. Whether you talk of Ayurveda, whether you talk of biochemical pathway, but both are the same. So don't get confused when I am talking the Ayurvedic term, because I'm going to link it with modern biochemistry in the latest part of my lecture. So in the 12-hour cycle, so from, I would say, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., there is a Vata cycle. From 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., there is a Kapha cycle. from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There is Pitta cycle. And the same thing repeated from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. again Vata, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. again Pitta, again Kapha, and 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pitta. Why they have divided into this way? Because this is very much related. The circadian rhythm is connected to your sunset and sunrise. Your melatonin, that hormones which induces sleep in you, cortisol, which awakes you in the morning. These are the hormones which are directly controlling your physiology. Same thing they have defined in the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha cycle. So now we are coming back to the food. When you should eat and how you should eat. When I'm talking to the time, when your Pitta cycle is high in the daytime, not in the night. Pitta will be high from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the day, in the night also from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. But in the daytime, your digestive power is highest. That's why your lunch should be the highly nutritive because your body is able to digest it. But if you are compromising with it, you are not following that circadian rhythm with your diet, then you are going to have a disease. Disease is starting from the digestive system and affecting your whole body and your mind also. So mind-body relation I told in the beginning, but everything is linked. I will come to the next point that eating from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the day is very good, but eating from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the night is worst. Why? Because the liver is the main organ. This is called the master gland. It has the responsibility of digestion and it also has the responsibility of excretion, body purification. So the night time, the liver has a responsibility of body purification. If you are eating in that time, you are overloading your liver to do two jobs. When you have eaten, the liver has to digest what you have eaten, but the natural work of the liver in the night was to detoxification, elimination of the toxins from your body. So that's why your liver has been compromised. Functionally, it is overloaded. So what we will call the first cause is the fatty liver. If you go to the hospital, SGPGI, if you go in Lucknow or any hospital, in Banaras, I see very often, the gastroenterology department has the maximum number of patients nowadays. Heart disease has come second to it because the food style has changed, lifestyle has changed. So fatty liver, the main problem. Second problem is IBS, irritating bowel syndrome. It is also related to your digestive system. So your digestion is compromised because you are not following the hormonal changes or Vata Pitta Kapha cycle, which is a natural way to control your lifestyle and your diet. So the second important point that if you are eating in the night, so the autophagy part, which is very important, lysosomal activity, all will be compromised. mTOR, AMPK, serotonin, these are the signaling pathway, they are the factors, they will not be properly active. So you are bound to have inflammatory disease. Systemic inflammation, the whole body, there is a high C-reactive protein. It is formed in the liver. The liver is compromised, so C-reactive protein will be high in your blood. And that will cause the inflammation. And every cell, the most sensitive cell in the body is the endothelial cell, blood vessels. So blood vessel is all over your body. And anything which you are eating, there are the 7 steps: Raks, Rakt, Med, Mans, Majja, Asti, Shukra. So Ras means after digestion. From the intestine, it goes to the liver. From liver, it goes to the whole body. But if the digestion is not proper, the undigested food starts moving in your body. And that creates inflammation. We Ayurveda, we say am. I told in the beginning, the nomenclature may be different, but Scientifically, undigested food, I'm saying you can link it with the peptides, the small peptides, microRNA, water things, LPS, lipopolysaccharides, intestine, microbiome in the small intestine. They produce uh, microRNAs or the lipopolysaccharides. They should not enter into the blood. But if they enter, that is called the leaky gut. Your gut is leaky. It is not able to do the proper functioning. So these things from intestine will enter into the blood. And from the blood, it will affect the endothelial cell of the blood vessel. And that will affect the inflammation. The whole system is disturbed. Your atherosclerosis will take place, blood pressure will take place, all the metabolic disorder will take place. So now coming back to the liver, if your liver is compromised because you are eating in the night, so this is the master gland, all kind of disease. So when to eat is very important. Second point, the gap between two foods. Suppose you have taken a breakfast at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Make a gap of 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours minimum. If you are not maintaining the gap, what will happen? One cycle of digestion has not completed. You have taken another cycle to be started by taking food again. So repeated feeding, frequent repeated feeding is bad for the health. Number two. Time is important and the gap is important. Now, what to eat? There are 18 types of incompatibility, which Ayurveda has described. We call in the modern science, we call it trophobiology. Trophobiology means combination of foods from one food to other. I mean, in Ayurveda, it is written that ghee and honey in equal amount is toxic. Milk and banana is toxic. Raw egg and milk is toxic. But people are taking, go to the gym, you will find people are taking this regularly. But what will happen if you're taking it for a long time, for a year, 2 years, 3 years, then you will develop a disease. It will not like the one day you will have. That is called the prajna parad. I will come to the next when I will talk about sleep. So combination in 18 types of incompatibility means incompatibility with your age, incompatibility with your sex, incompatibility with your timing, what 24-hour cycle, with your season, seasonal foods. If you're taking the cold storage, preserved food, this is not seasonal. It will also cause a disease. So time, season, and combination, wrong combinations. So there are 18 types. I'm not going to talk today, but you must know that incompatible food combinations should be avoided. Second, the third point, incompatible diet, wrong timing of eating, gap. And the fourth important point, what we talk about the Mediterranean food style, deep fried food. So lipid peroxidation takes place. If you are frying the food in the deep frying and you are using this oil repeatedly, you are having peroxides generated in that oil, and that goes to you. That's why I'm saying in the market, in a restaurant, when you are taking deep fry, the restaurant is using the oil from morning till night. And that is directly you are taking toxin as a food. But if you are making in your house, you take a small amount of oil, and once it is used, you try to, most of things will be consumed, a little bit is left, you try to use it for the next time, but not for the whole day. The oxidation of the oil is the main culprit that you should avoid. So this is something about diet. Now I'm coming to the one thing more in the diet that as far as the nutrition way of eating is very important. In Ayurveda, they say Deepan Pachan, the standard word they have used. But in modern medicine, it's the appetizer and digestion. The way of eating means the mindful eating is very important. Now something is coming very prominently. The scientists are saying the sympathetic system and parasympathetic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system has two components, sympathetic and parasympathetic. So the parasympathetic is the vagus nerve mediated control. I will come to the next when I will talk about Brahmacharya, the consciousness. But mindful eating is very important. If you are eating and watching TV, if you are swallowing and not chewing the food in your mouth, that cares. You know, the mouth has alkaline pH. Ptyalin is the enzyme. So if you are swallowing it, not chewing, so that part is gone. Your carbohydrate has directly entered the stomach, which has acidic pH. And then again it goes to the duodenum, which has alkaline pH. So the one step you missed, the moment you miss, you know, it is a process, a stepwise process. If you miss one step, next step will be compromised. So if you're not chewed your food in your mouth, the ptyalin enzyme has not worked on your food. So one step is missed. So now what will happen? If it go to the intestine, there will overload on the intestinal enzyme. Chymotrypsin, lipase, all these enzymes are in the duodenum. So they are compromised. So that is the cause which creates the IB, the undigested food arm getting absorbed. Now, in terms of science, I say the microbiome is disturbed. Microbiome, you know, nowadays a lot of work is going on. The bacterial flora, there are two kinds of bacteria, firmicutes and bacteroids. So the imbalance is disturbed, and that creates the microRNA, lipopolysaccharides, leaky gut, everything takes place in the small intestine. And if that is compromised, you are bound to have non-communicable diseases or metabolic disorder. So be careful that when to eat, what to eat, how to eat, and fourth, what not to eat. There are four pillars of the good diet. Now I'm coming to the sleep. Why sleep is very important? Why? People are overloaded with the work. What they do, they compromise with the sleep. I mean, most of the research papers say 8 hours sleep is good, but now the saints are saying the spiritual motivator talks. People are saying even the less duration of sleep is also okay if the quality of sleep is good. What is the quality of sleep? Quality of sleep means there are four components of the sleep: REM, non-REM, and in the non-REM there are three conditions: the soft sleep, deep sleep, and awakening. So what I mean to say that quality of sleep is very important. The REM takes place when we are dreaming something, vivid dreaming. Most in the late phase of your sleep. Suppose the 8 hour sleep cycle is there, 4 to 5 cycles. One cycle is of 90 minutes. The 4 cycles you make, 5 cycles you make, then you are having complete sleep pattern. And in each cycle, there is a REM and non-REM. REM is the dreaming part, and non-REM is the deep sleep and other parts. What I mean to say that the quality of sleep is important, but the timing of sleep is also important. Because deep sleep takes place in the early part of your sleep. What will happen if you are compromising with your sleep quality and the duration? That will affect your body, your consciousness. The Dhi, Dhitri, and Smriti, everybody knows. Those who are from the philosophical term, they all know, from Ayurvedic term also. This Dhi means the perception. Dhiti means order, processing. And Smriti means recalling from your past memory. All the three things should be in equilibrium. Then only your mind will work. And if your mind will not work, because you have compromised with the sleep, your Dhiti Smriti has been compromised. And this is a compromise that is called the Prajnaparad. There are three causes of diseases. One is the Prajnaparad. Second is the excess use of sense organs. And third is the seasonal or some infection or anything. Kal, because of the time, because of the period, something has happened in the society, it has affected you. That is the one thing. So sense organs, that is also the Brahmacharya control. I will come to the next. And this Prajnaparad, 66% of the metabolic diseases are because of the Pragyaparaj. And why Pragyaparaj? Because doing wrong things knowingly. I tell in the different way, the conflict between soul and consciousness. Consciousness analyzes. There are 5 sense organs. They have receptors in your brain. And then there is a thalamus. Thalamus is the switchboard. All the sense organs, what you call the tanmatra, matra and tanmatra, Dvedi was studying on that day. 5 sense organs are there. There are 5 subjects of the sense organs. For example, the smell, nose has the sense organ, the smell is the tanmatra for this. Similarly, the same way. So what I am saying, I want to emphasize here that this information from the sense organs goes to your brain. There is a thalamus. And there is another small part in the brain, they're called the amygdala. The amygdala and thalamus, they process the information of the sense organs and the emotions which you have in your mind. Suppose you have a smell of Pizza Hut, where you are going through a road and you get a smell of a McDonald's food. The special food is there, you get tempted to eat. But emotion is there. The amygdala will tell, okay, this is very good. But your cerebellum will give a information to the brain, but eating everyday McDonald's food is not good for your health. But even then, if you are eating every day, you are compromising. And that is called the Pragyaparad. Doing things knowingly, wrong things knowingly. Your brain is saying, don't do it. But even then you are doing. So that part has to be controlled. How it will be controlled? So there are, in Ayurveda and in yoga, both are for the health. And both are recommending the same process. One thing that Pragyaparad, Yam and Niyam, Asan Pranayam, Pratyahar Dharan Dhyasana. Yam and Niyam, they are controlling your sense organs. If you control your sense organs, you will filter the information which is going to the brain. And if brain is properly functioning, your body will be healthy. So control the sense organs. Control the processing of the information which is going to your brain through the. Are you saying anything?
No, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I mean to say that this control your sense organs, then control your cerebral hemisphere, which is the processing. Dhiti Smriti, I told you, the processing of the information. There you have to restrain yourself, because emotion is one thing and processed information is other thing. Doing something under emotion may be wrong, but if you are doing something thoughtfully, mindfully, then it may not be wrong. So try to control it. The sleep, what it does, sleep helps you to improve your consciousness. How it improves your consciousness? Because it activates the sympathetic nervous system. And sympathetic nervous system is controlling your heartbeat, your blood circulation, your digestion. All the things are controlled by your vagus nerve. If your vagus nerve is under control, is active, then things will be in the right direction. And one thing I was reading recently, I found in the research paper, the asana and pranayama. Why Patanjali has given importance to this? Pranayama activates the parasympathetic nervous system, vagus nerve, and asana activates the sympathetic nervous system. There should be a balance. Both are important, but doing excess of anything is bad. So sympathetic means the cortisol hormone, catecholamine hormones, stress hormones. If you are under stress all the time, all the 24 hours, you are not able to control your sympathetic, your parasympathetic to be activated, then you are bound to have a disease. Cortisol, what will happen? Every time fight or fly mode you are. Your body is there. Your mind is saying, run away or fight. So that kind of situation in your brain increases cortisol, and cortisol is the stress hormone, will create you the blood pressure like diseases, hardening of your blood vessels, endothelial inflammation, dysfunction, everything will happen. So try to balance it by pranayama. Pranayama means control your respiration, mindful eating, mindful respiration, mindful action. Anything you are doing mindfully means you are controlling your parasympathetic nervous system. So this balance is called Brahmacharya, or this balance is also attained by your sleep. And one thing more I wanted to tell you that Ahara also is a psych, what we call uh, mind food is there. I mean, that there are some foods which help in making your serotonin, dopamine, all the neurotransmitters. So if you are eating that kind of food, psychonutrition, so that kind of food will also help you controlling your mind-body relation. So Ahanda Brahmacharya, if I talk, so all the three things are acting in all the systems. It is not more, you cannot isolate it. Everything is affecting your food, is affecting your nutrition, psyche, your sense organs controlling your psyche, and your sleep is controlling your psyche. All the three. That's why Ahara Nidra Brahmacharya is affecting your physiology, and that is very important. Now, the last point, sleep, I have told you, the code of conduct. That is called the Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means that mainly people in India feel that celibacy is the Brahmacharya. But I define it in a little broader way. The way of life, Dincharya and Ritucharya. In every season, there is a code of conduct. And in the whole day, there is a code of conduct. So you have to observe that code of conduct, what to do, what not to do. So in your diet, in your sleep, and in your day-to-day activity, the yam and niyam I told you, that is part of the code of conduct. One is the social hygiene, one is the personal hygiene. Yam is the social hygiene, how you are behaving in your society, that is the yam. There are 5 components of yam. And in the niyam also there are 5 components, that is your personal hygiene, how you are behaving with your body. Both the things are very important. And then asana, I told you, the cortisol, sympathetic nervous system, pranayama. And pratyahar, dharan, dhan, samadhi are the 4. They're all meditation, consciousness. You know, there are the alpha, beta, gamma, delta, theta. If you do the EEG of your brain, you will find the 5 brains. The beta wave is the sympathetic nervous system overactivation. If the beta wave is high, it means you are under stress. You have to go to the alpha or the theta waves. Theta wave is all the saints, hermits, they have the theta waves, complete transcendence state. But you have to practice it. So Brahmacharya means the way of life, that is the time bound circadian rhythm linked activity you have to do. That is the Brahmacharya. So with these words, I think I have covered the 3 pillars, and I have tried to touch upon some science behind it. One thing more, in the diet when we are talking, the intermittent fasting has become very popular now. In our Indian tradition, fasting is a very regular. Ekadashi birth, this birth, that birth, all linked with a god and goddesses. And in every religion, even if you see in the Islam also, this 30 days, whole day without water, without anything, what you call that 30 days ritual they have,
Roja.
Abhi?
Yeah.
Roja. But in the Christianity also, there is this kind of thing. In the Bodh Dharma also, every dharma has given a lot of importance for the fasting. And in science now, a lot of work has been done. And the intermittent fasting means that the 12-hour fast, 6 hours. I told in the beginning, 4 hours is the minimum fast you should do between the 2 foods. But if you do 12-hour fast, and fasting also in India, there is a Tuesday fast, Thursday fast. Every day has a different code of conduct. In one time you have to take in the Ekadasi, no rice. In the Tuesday fast, Hanumanji ka, you do only the one time night some rich food and whole day fast. So far in the Ladies, they do Karwa Chauth and all, Tej, no water in this for the whole 24 hours. In the Chhat Puja in the Bihar, 3 days or more strenuous fast is there. So fasting is very important. What it does, the 2016 Nobel Prize went to the Japanese guy. He said that the autophagy is activated when you are fasting. And recently in 2026, the paper in the Nature Metabolism has come. They are saying even cancer can be controlled by doing exercise. The science what they have described, that the the food you are eating is being diverted from the lesion. I mean, the cancer is the lesion, the cells keep on growing. They want food. But the food, what you are eating, it is not going to the whole body, it is going to only cancer cells. If you want to prevent the cancer, restrict the growth of the cancer, you should divert that food from that region to the other parts of your body. That's the exercise. If you're doing exercise regularly, your muscle is active. So the food which you are eating every day, that is being diverted from that cancer lesion to your whole body lesion. That is what the fuel diversion theory. So this is true for all the diseases, even the IBS also. IBS is a very common, somebody having diarrhea, somebody has constipation, whatever the problem. It is related to your brain and intestine. Intestine, your gut is your second brain. All the good hormones are secreted in the brain also, in the intestine also. They're linked to each other. So what I mean to say that gut-brain axis has to be controlled. What I told in the earlier in the last half an hour. So that has to be controlled. So intermittent fasting is another important part to keep you healthy. And then restriction of the different kind of food on different days. This is also given, and now science has been done a lot of it. So we have to follow that. So with these words, I close my lecture, and I hope I am trying to put forward the importance of all the three things. And there is if we follow it, I'm sure we can prevent the non-communicable diseases which is prevailing in the whole country and the whole world rather. And prevention is better than cure. So let us take a pledge to follow these things from today itself, so that whatever damage we have done in our body, at least we should prevent it, we should reverse it, and we should not increase it in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for this interesting talk, and you well explained the three pillars of Ayurveda: Ahara, Nidra, Brahmacharya, in a very simple and very clear way. How we can think, how we can know about how they are affecting our life routine, our day-to-day life, and lifestyle. And it is also very interesting thing to see that our ancient ideas continue to resonate with modern science, especially in the context of lifestyle diseases and the preventive health care. And it also emphasized the balance, discipline, and the harmony, uh, both in simple and profound way. So thank you for enriching us. We have a few questions. I also have one question, but we will take question from our audience. So if anybody has any questions, so please, one by one, you can ask.
Yamuniji, why do we call whatever you described Brahmacharya? Why do they use the word Brahmacharya for that?
Oh, very nice question. In the Ayurveda and in the philosophy, there's a Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means, that the hermits used to do, all the sannyasis, and they used to follow. So Brahmacharya means, that celibacy is a very important part, they say. But besides that, day-to-day activity has been. I'm not able to answer. I think you can answer better. Why the word Brahmacharya has come? Because you have done a lot of work on this. I am not so good. So Brahmacharya terminology you can explain for us.
Well, I mean, Brahmacharya means it's a Brahm.
Brahma.
So that's one, but then second thing that comes out of it is Brahmand, universal.
Brahman, okay.
So whatever you
Yes.
can, if you balance in the whole universe, you have to, universe means anant. It's not like only few things, but you have to be in
Mm,
balance. So I think you're right. It's not, the celibacy is a limiting, very limiting.
mm,
And that's, I think you described that sensory things it should not be excessive sensory. So that,
mm,
because if you do that, I mean, that's, people think that is the one major problem, obviously because
mm.
of the age and hormones and other things that people get into that. So, but that's not the, I think that you're right, that is not the right way. But the thing is that how to control sensory, balanced sensory things, which means you have to perceive the whole universe. And that's why,
Okay.
I think that's why they call it
Okay,
Brahma.
I take a lead from your from your suggestion. What you talk, the Brahmand.
Yeah,
So we in Ayurveda we say there is a link between macrocosmos and microcosmos
there you go,
because
exactly.
Panch Mahabhuta making the world everything, and it makes our body also Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, everything Sattva stuff. Panch Mahabhut is there. So the relation between macrocosmos, the environment, the outside, and
Yeah,
within your body, if you are controlling that, that is the Brahmacharya.
yeah,
I
exactly,
think.
exactly. That's what it is.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much
Thank you.
for giving an idea. It is a good definition. Now,
Yeah,
in future, we will say brahmacharya means equilibrium between macrocosmos and microcosmos.
there you go. Exactly, exactly.
Uh,
That
This is a good. This
that
is
will help a lot the cause of Ayurveda and science.
that's right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help
Sure, sure.
because I was always thinking you have read a lot of philosophical things. So
Mhm.
brahmacharya you will define it
I have not
definitely
read, but
different.
I think about it. I listen to people like you, and I'm bad at
Yes, sir.
reading. I'm bad at reading,
Yes,
but
sir.
I do listen.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
And any other question?
And this can also be the result of Kamikshari. And sir
Hmm.
do Kamikshari, and this is the result of Kamikshari, how we rethink the Brahmacharya, and we can relate it with
Yes.
Brahman. So any other question? Yeah, Harsh Pandey want to ask, please.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, everyone. Sir, I have a question that vyavhar or behavior is also an important thing in our life. So why vyavhar is not in the three pillars of life, or it comes under any of the three? If you can explain.
Behavior.
Yes,
So
sir. Behavior, vyavhar.
behavior comes under yam and niyam. Yam and niyam is coming under your sense
The
organ.
three pillars.
Eh?
The three pillars. Ahar, Nidra, Brahmacharya.
So this will
The
come under
Ahar,
brahmacharya.
Nidra,
No?
Brahmacharya.
So it will
Okay.
come under brahmacharya because behavior is related to your day-to-day life, lifestyle. So what I'm saying is it is already covered under brahmacharya. Behavior is covered under brahmacharya, and brahmacharya is controlled by yam and niyam of yoga. And for Ayurveda, I have told you everything. That is the
And the ahar also will be, I mean,
yes,
the Byohar will be in the ahar as well, because what you
yes.
eat and how you eat.
Vyavhar will cover everything.
Yeah.
Yam and yam. You know the mental jealousy, ego,
Mm-hmm.
what you called all the eight agunas described in philosophy. They are all covered under behavior.
Yep.
Greed, everything will be covered. Lord Krishna has said a lot of things about behavior. So that has to be. Like, I think Alok Dwivedi can give light to this. Brahm-
Byohar, you mean.
Vyavhar and Gita.
Yes, sir.
What the Gita
Yes, sir.
says.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Gita says most of the thing you explained that in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that कामात् भवत् क्रोधात्
Hmm.
भवत् स्मृत्यायते. If
Yes, yes.
we are,
Very right.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, if we are not in the phase that we can fulfill our काम इच्छा,
Yeah.
so it will emerge as क्रोध. और क्रोध हमारे अस्मृति को भ्रम में डालती है. अस्मृति नाश होता है, अस्मृति नाश से बुद्धि नाश होता है, बुद्धि नाश से सर्वनाश होता है. Then
Means
we have to
desire.
control
Control
our
your desire
desires.
is the main thing.
Yeah. And if you are in the
That's
stage
correct.
to control our desire, we can resolve most of the problems and we can make ourselves in
Yes,
balance. This is the process of
yes.
Atmagyan, Atmabodh, Atmauplabdhi in Bhagavad Gita.
Very
So,
good, very
any
right,
other
very right.
question, if anyone want to ask?
Well, I would like to say a few things, you know.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah,
sir.
please.
अ,
नमस्ते,
नमस्कार जी, नमस्कार। मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि मन और शरीर मिल के इमोशंस बनाते हैं। जैसे अभी बलराम जी बोल रहे थे कि हार्मोनल चेंजेस भी हैं, बहुत सारा विषय होता है, और आपने कहा कि ये चीजें कंट्रोल करनी पड़ेंगी। तो मुझे ये
हाँ,
लगता है कि कंट्रोल हमारे हाथ में कैसे है, क्योंकि सर्कमस्टांसेस ऐसे होते हैं कि जहां कंट्रोल पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो उसमें एक बहुत बेहतरीन तरीका सामने आया है। वो तरीका है कि जो ध्यान है आपका, क्योंकि जहां ध्यान जाएगा सभी शक्तियां वहीं कार्यरत होंगी। अगर आप
जी,
ध्यान दें या ना दें, वो आपके हाथ में है, बिकॉज दैट इज द ओनली थिंग विच इज अवेलेबल टू यू, कि आप ध्यान दें या ना दें। क्योंकि मन तो ब्रह्मंडी मन ऑपरेट कर रहा है आपके कर्म विधान के अनुसार। हाई टाइड लो टाइड आती है और ब्रेन के कुछ कंपोनेंट्स को वो ट्रिगर करके आपके मूड स्विंग हो जाते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें जो कंट्रोल का वर्ड है वो बड़ा मुश्किल है और बड़ा अजीब है, क्योंकि सब कुछ तो पहले से सुनिश्चित है ये जीवन काल। तो अगर ये हम संतों की बात और शास्त्रों की बात समझ लें कि यहाँ प्री डेस्टिन्ड है मामला, लेकिन मेरी आत्मा का बाहरी स्वरूप, मेरी अटेंशन ही मेरे पास में है, मेरे हाथ में है, चाहे मैं दूं या ना दूं। अगर मैं अटेंशन काम क्रोध लोभ मोह अहंकार राग द्वेष भय चिंता को देता हूं, तो वो मुझे हाई टाइड लो टाइड करके मेरे ब्रेन में जो ट्रिगर करते हैं, मेरे मूड स्विंग हो जाए, तो फिर मैं वही कर बैठूंगा जो मुझे नहीं करना चाहिए। तो अगर ये कंट्रोल न करके अगर हमें ये ज्ञान हो जाए कि मेरे ध्यान देने से ही वो होता है, तो उसको लॉर्ड कृष्णा ने भी बोला कि भाई वन हैज टू बी निर्मोही। तो अगर
हाँ,
किसी भी
निर्मोही है।
पार्ट से हम मोह लगा लेंगे, क्योंकि काम क्रोध लोभ मोह अहंकार राग द्वेष सब उसी की कैटेगरी में आते हैं। शरीर और मन मिल के इमोशंस बना रहे हैं, और इमोशंस टेररिस्ट बनाती हैं। ऑफ कोर्स अच्छी इमोशंस भी है, बुरी इमोशंस भी हैं, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात यह कि आत्मा का गुण जो परमात्मा के गुणों से मेल खाता है वो है आपका ध्यान, जिसके गुण है प्रेम दया क्षमा विवेक धैर्य शील नम्रता निर्भीकता, बहुत अच्छे से प्लान करना, उसको एग्जीक्यूट करना, लेट अस फेस एज इट कम्स, उस विधि रहिए जिस विधि राखे राम, और दूसरों का एप्रिशिएशन करना, बिकॉज ईच वन ऑफ अस इज यूनिक एंड दैट
वेरी नाइस।
यूनिकनेस नीड्स टू बी रिस्पेक्टेड।
लेट मी टेल यू, अभी मैं श्रीमद् भागवत पढ़ रहा था, उसमें लिखा था कि जो धर्म है पूरा नष्ट हो गया है कलयुग में। तो एक उन्होंने कहा कि रामे नाम अधारा। तो ऑलवेज यू हैव टू कीप माइंड फिक्स्ड अंडर गॉड, and you are doing a best job what you are translating all the books and doing the primary school work, which I you told when we were met in the meeting. So I mean, you have to bring it in practice.
राइट
That कि ध्यान नहीं देना है, गलत चीजों में ध्यान नहीं देना। कंट्रोल वर्ड इज नॉट करेक्ट, बट नॉट टू गिव ध्यान ऑल दीज थिंग लोभ क्रोध मोह। तो हाउ टू डाइवर्ट योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम दिस। तो रामे नाम आधारा कह दिया कि कलयुग में वही करते रहिए, अभ्यास करत करत अभ्यास जड़मत हो तो सुजान, समथिंग लाइक दैट।
जी जी, वो हम यही कह रहे हैं कि जहां ध्यान जाएगा सभी परमात्मा की शक्तियां उसी ओर कार्यरत हो जाएंगी। सो वेयर एवर द अटेंशन गोज द डिवाइन एनर्जी फ्लोज। सो यू हैव टू नो कि इट इज इन योर हैंड्स, बाकी का सब प्री डेस्टिन्ड है सर। ये सिर्फ ध्यान ही हमारे हाथ में, हम दें या ना दें। अगर ये निर्णय हमारे ऊपर में आ जाए, दिस इज व्हाट इज विजडम, कि मन में इतनी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन है दुनिया भर की, हम ध्यान दे या ना दे वो हमारे हाथ में है जी।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आई एग्री विथ यू, आई एग्री विथ यू।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू थैंक यू
थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू फॉर इनलाइटनिंग अस।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bharadwaj. And in Bhagavad Gita, it is also said, Abhyasen tu vairag kaunte vairagyen ch grihate. So, Abhyas and Vairag, there are two things. I have one question, sir, related to policy matter. We often discuss Ayurveda, Ayurvedic things, Ayurvedic methodology, and we face some confrontation with modern science and scientific organizations. And Baba Ramdev is the perfect example of this. He's been invited in Supreme Court for apology that whatever he said for medical science. So that's the another matter. But when we are talking about Ayurveda, and here is the Ministry of Ayush Ministry. So what is the process to to make Ayurveda, to integrate it into the public health policy for the better outcome? So we are lacking this thing due to some scientific evidences, scientific research paper, or something else. And what could be the possibility that we could be able to integrate in our health public policy? Thank you.
I think you have raised a very pertinent point as a scientist, because this institute where you are working and who is organizing, thanks to Dr. Balaram Singh, who has established this institute in India. The main thing I personally feel as a biochemist and working in Ayurveda, that observational is study, data collection, and analysis. If these things can be done, because Ayurveda is not something very new. It is embedded in your lifestyle. Everything what you do is Ayurveda. Dharati dharma, what they say, dharma means the way of life. Way of life means what Ayurveda also says. So, you have to be doing those things which keep your life abstain from all the diseases. What I mean to say that things are going on in the society, but we are not able to record it. So the first step would be to start observing the effect of your behavior. What he said, that the way people are working, people are eating, what is the problem they are facing? Suppose if you collect the data from the 100 people who have lived 100 years of age, that is the data. Suppose you come across to people who are having nephropathy, adaptic nephropathy. You have data, and why they came to this disease. Genetic predisposition is one thing, but the epigenetic part, which is related to behavior, that has to be documented. Ayurveda says the same thing. 70% is the epigenetics. What behavior you talk, Ahara, the Brahmacharya you talk, because Bharadwaj said that everything is predestined. But even then you are facing a problem, because epigenetic factor, which is the macrocosmos and microcosmos interaction, is disturbed, your behavior is disturbed. So we have to document it. If you have to do, you have to validate Ayurveda in a scientific manner. Just one thing we do, data collection. You will be happy to know I have collected the data of 16,000 people of Uttar Pradesh and 42 columns in the Excel sheet. Now I am analyzing it. I am finding a very, very significant data that the sleep and pulse rate, they have an interaction with your body. Your susceptibility to the metabolic disorder is linked to your sleep and pulse rate, your BMI, your 4-5 cofactors I have identified by data collected all across the UP, 16,000 people. It is big data. Now we are working on it. Similarly, everybody should start working in this line. So what behavior a man is observing and what is the effect on his health? That is the way Ayurveda can be validated.
I would like to comment few points here, sir. The beauty that you told about, I would like to talk a little bit on
Your voice is not coming.
Yeah. I was talking on genetic engineering.
Okay.
So, would like to comment here that the creation is an intelligent design, and all of us are intelligently designed, including a blade of grass. Even Ayurveda has got all those herbs and everything. They are so nicely embedded with that that ability, that intelligent design is there, that they will suck out the same ingredients from the ground. नीम का पौधा जो है वो नीम नीचे से निकालेगा, जामुन अलग से निकाल रहा है, आम अलग से निकाल रहा है, उसी जमीन से, उसी धरती से, और कड़वा कसेला करेला भी उसमें से उग रहा है. Now understanding the intelligence of that plant and the intelligence of the being who's using that plant, I think Ayurveda has to go a little with certain new things to interact with the plants. As I could see that in Hyderabad, they've been interacting with this Somlata. They have found out about 24 of them, and through mantras they interact with the plant, and only then they pluck the flower at that appropriate time when there is full moon, because the flower, it will flower only at that time once it is in the full moon. So they recite certain mantras to pluck those things before they can take it up. So it's a very deep science of Ayurveda, which has to really be imbibed with the intelligence of a person. And then it comes to genetic. These are two subjects I was very keen to talk. Well, if you can see, if there is a small little bird heron, जिसको हम बगुला बोलते हैं, वो चावल के खेत में खड़ा है, छोटी टांगे हैं, छोटी चोंच है. अभी एनवायरनमेंट बदल गया और वो सारस में बदल रहा है, क्योंकि पानी गहरा है, उसको लंबी टांगे, लंबी चोंच चाहिए. जैसे मैंने एग्जाम्पल भी दिया था उस रोज के, भाई जिराफ की गर्दन में 7 बोन्स है, हम में भी 7 है. उसका ध्यान गया कोमल पत्ती खाने में, तो ग्रेजुअली उसकी गर्दन लंबी हो गई. इसी प्रकार माता के गर्भ में 9 महीने तक उसका एनवायरनमेंट माता के कंट्रोल में है. अगर सब लोग टोटल फैमिली वाले उस माता को इरिटेट ना होने दें, उसको मेडिटेट करके उस बच्चे में संस्कार डालने के लिए उसको हेल्प करें, और वो झगड़े ना हो, और जो सास बहू का लड़ाई झगड़ा है वो ना हो, तो you can think a very good genetic developments can really take place. तो वो संस्कारी बच्चा पैदा करने के काबिल है. तो इन बातों से कैसे आयुर्वेद और हमारी इंटेलिजेंस और पौधे की इंटेलिजेंस कैसे आपस में जुड़ सकती है, ये एक बहुत बड़ा कार्य है. तो आई डोंट नो हाउ, बलराम जी तो बहुत बड़ा कार्य कर ही रहे हैं, तो वो किस प्रकार हम लोग उसको कोऑर्डिनेट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज व्हाट मैटर्स, यू नो. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to give me a chance to talk on this. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining today's KSAS talk and enlightening us on the very, important topic of Ayurveda and discussing a few questions. Dr. Raj Kumar wants to ask. Yes, sir, please. Sir, you are muted. Unmute. Dr. Kumar, yes. You want to ask something?
Hello?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Kai. I was muted. Okay. Nice lecture, Dr. Tripathi. Thank you for this. You accepted our invitation and give this lecture also. And we requested you also to give us some more references where we can talk, where we can invite few more people on this subject. So my questions is about that which Dr. Chan Bhardwaj also said that. So how to integrate the plant intelligence to human intelligence? Is there a way to that is defined in the Ayurveda, or can you please comment on this?
You know that as a phytochemist, I can tell one thing. I can tell one thing, that the time of collection is given in Ayurveda. In the Dravyaguna is a branch of the herbal medication, Materia Medica. In Ayurveda, there are different branches of Ayurveda. One is the Dravya Guna. So they deal with this. They have a very precisely described in Charaka when to collect a particular plant product for its best effect. So a lot of work has been done. One work was related to Dhatura. Dhatura, you know that when it is a flowering stage and non-flowering stage, the alkaloid concentration varies. That is one thing. So similarly, I think if you do to the chemo fingerprinting of these plants in different seasons, in different growing stage, that is we can fingerprint the most effect, because you know the phytochemistry of most of the plant have been done. So what are the phytochemicals? What are the active principles is already reported. There is no need to search them. You have to just dig it out from the PubChem, the particular plant and the particular phytochemical, and then concentration variation with the rhythm of the seasonal rhythm. If that can be done, then we can go back. We call it as the reverse pharmacology, the reverse way, from that phytochemical up to the genetic engineering of whatever word you coin. So the intelligence of the plant is also the circadian controlled. And what Ayurveda has recommended for collection of those products in different season, in different
Recording stopped.
that we have to do. That is one thing we can do.
Okay, to add to this, that we did some research at KSAS and in INANS with the Tulsi, and we found very interesting observation. And but on one question regarding that, do we have the data related to Tulsi with different variation, means like Ram Tulsi and Syam Tulsi, the difference about that, and when there is a different season, the amount of the compound and the composition of that extract could be different. Is there as data available like that?
I don't know because data is available or not, but some work has been done. As I told you, Dhatura, you told for Tulsi. I think a lot of medicinal plant have been worked, and we should take a lead from the Dravigun. In the Dravigun textbook, it is written which plant should be collected in which season. So if that season is there, so we can go to our lab and do this thing, reproduce it. Where if we are not following that Ayurvedic scripture and then doing other way around, the concentration of some phytochemicals will change, and that will give you an idea.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I would like to comment here a little more. You know, I could see a label on this calcium, and it was saying that it is chelated calcium. Chelated means that it has been digested by a plant first, and then they have extracted that calcium from the plant, and that is what is known as chelated calcium. So something like that, you know, how the plants take up all those minerals from the ground, and after they have digested it, and then the human consumption takes place, you know, that is much more effective than the calcium which is straight away from the lime. You know, sometimes we take that, वो पान में चूना लगा के खाते हैं. What kind of an effect it has got, and what is the effect of a chelated calcium. So maybe this kind of a work can really give us a little more information on that how the plant really takes up all that iron from the ground, as you can look at the beetroot, that how it really helps you to increase your blood count, and what really happens. And when you put that iron, you know, that out of iron oxide, that is what is a chemical, and how the beetroot can affect that iron consumption in a human body. So this is how some areas can be put together to understand a little better about this. Thank you very much. This was my views.
Thank you, Dr. Bharadwaj, and for this discussion. And thank you, Dr. Tripathi ji, for joining us in KSAS talk. And as we said, and Dr. Kumar announced that we will be discussing few more topics of Ayurveda in upcoming months. So I thank you all who joined this KSAS talk here on Zoom and YouTube, both platforms. So in next month we will be, come with another topic with another scholar to discuss more. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you.